Right, hello everybody, just going to do a quick unboxing and setup video of this Campark T100. Just to confuse me, when I bought it from Amazon described it as a brand called WeChamp. I can't find anything about that brand on using Google. They've made a mistake, and as you can see on the design of it, it doesn't say Campark printed on the device, so I paid $74.99 for it just a couple of days. Well, you can actually see, there you go. I purchased this item 25th of February, and to prove it, today is now the 27th, when I'm, for the first time ever, as I said, I'm going to unbox it and show you how to set it up. So, open up the box. As you can see, I bought two of them. I need two for a project I'm about to work on. So, just show you the outside of the box. So, 0.3 second trigger speed. That means when an animal moves in front of the camera, 0.3 seconds later it can be recording. That's really good and fast. Waterproof, so you can leave these outside, as I do, for days at a time, and they shouldn't get water inside them. You can use your mobile phone to change settings on them if you're close by. It's not going to work if you're a mile away or something like that. You need to be within, like, I won't say off the top of my head, it's only like within 10-20 meters. I think you have to be really close. 30 megapixel pictures, so that's very good photo quality if you set them up to take photos. And this is the first 4K trail camera I'll have used. Just to show you, I've used the Campark brand before. This is a 1080p model I have. I've got 4 of these, and I have to say, so far I've got thousands of videos on them. 3 of the 4 that I bought were perfect when I first got. One of them makes a kind of a squeaky, beepy noise when you're recording videos. There's something wrong with it from day one. I also recently bought two different Campark models, which I had to send back. Both had flaws. See my YouTube account for those. So in terms of quality, I'm a bit iffy about the Campark brand, to be honest. Like I said, I've just had to send 2 back. Not this particular one. This is supposed to be a slightly better model than the 4K ones I've just had to send back, but not a good start. So anyway, let's get to it. Let's go on the rest of the box for you. Okay, pause the video if you want to read anything. I need to go at speed because trying to film it and talk about it takes time. So pause if you want to see anything. Right, so that's that box. There's the other one I've just opened. So you get your paper manual. Let's just see what languages it comes in. Yeah, a few other languages than the other 4K one. So whatever language that was. Is that Japanese, maybe? And then English goes to about 35-36 pages or so. I'll go into that in a little bit more detail when I've got everything else out of the box. So let's have a look. And I have to say, as soon as I opened this, I thought, hang on, is this genuinely a brand new product? Because look, there's flaws to the cardboard. Excuse me. Cardboard box there. There's another flaw to the cardboard box there, and I was starting to think, well, has this box been opened before, or what? I mean, what's going on? So let's take it out. So you've got the. Alright, let's show you. So you've got the trail cam and a little plastic bag. I really do think they should use bubble wrap around the main product, at least. So you can see you can screw this onto a tripod if you want to, or the little mount that they give you. They give you these little brackets here so you can attach it to a fence or something like that. I'll open it up in a sec. The main unit, you've got plastic covers you're going to need to peel off that are protecting where the lights are. I think these are no glow. These are not no glow. No glow means you can't see even when it's on recording at night. Low glow means, just to human eye, you can see these like red dots where the lights are on, and I presume an animal can. Don't forget, you've also got to peel off 3 little plastic covers over the sensors and the lens. Don't ever forget to take those off, which you'll get some really crap videos. And as you can see, this is branded as Campark on it. Doesn't say Campark on that picture, and Amazon have described it as brand WeChamp. So I'll have to contact Amazon. They've cocked that up basically. Back of the unit says you're going to need 8 AA batteries. You can use 6-volt input, but I've never done that, and it's impossible for me to use 6-volt input where I am. Maybe if you had it right near your garage with an electricity supply, you could do something like that. Or anyway, that's that. Let's see what else is in the box. So now you need to pull the rest of the cardboard out of the box to get the other bits out. Yank this out now. Okay, so just to show you, nothing else in the box. That's the box. Let's get that out of the way. So you get your USB cable there so that you can attach it to computer if you want to. You've got a strap so that you can strap this to a tree, which is handy. These are useful, these straps. And that's it. That's everything that was in the box. That's just cardboard. That's just a bit of cardboard that fell out. Get that out of the way. And let's open up this little bag here and show you what they give you. As I said, this is so you can attach it to a fence post or possibly a tree or something like that. So, another bag. Everything's in little bags. So you've got that plate there. You can attach one end of it. Obviously, you'd undo those. One end in there and one end on the trail cam. So you've got this, and these obviously bend, so you can get the angle you want if you're attached to a fence or a tree or something. So far, I haven't actually used these because I tend to strap them to trees. You might also want to use locks. And you've got these screws to use. Let's see how many they're giving you. 1, 2, 3. You've got 3 screws in there and 3 little plastic plugs. So that's it. That's all you get in the box. So I'll open it up. Open up the side. Undo the clips. Always remember to close these up, or else you'll get water in there. And you've got a little card in here that says, before you start, insert the memory card and format the memory card. Okay, I'll show you what memory card you're going to need. And it says, yeah, remove the protective films, remove obstructions in the lens view range in case of overexposure when infrared light flashes. Now I have recently found out with one of my trail cameras, I set it up and I disguised it with, I ripped off some bits of ivy from a tree and I hid it, so you could not tell that there was a trail camera. Imagine where my hand is, that was ivy. I had it really well protected, but then on a windy day, the ivy kept knocking the ivy in front of the lens and the sensors, so I ended up with about 400 videos of blooming ivy flapping around. So bear that in mind. And also, even if one leaf gets in the way of where the infrared lights are, when that light hits the leaf, it'll come back towards the lens and you'll end up with, you can barely see what else is being recorded. So you really need this to be completely clear shot. Nothing can be flapping around in front of this, or the light that hits whatever's in front. Let's say my hand is a leaf, that light then gets reflected back at the lens and ruins the video. So okay, what else was on that card? There you go. When the battery power is low, the camera will only take photos or record black videos in photo and video mode. Yeah. The video record function, infrared LED consume a lot of power. It will significantly affect battery. Well, I'll be able to tell you how much, how many videos you should be able to get, because I tested the previous 4K ones I had to send back. So let's just show you. So then you've got this little string here. Pull that string, and that opens up the battery compartment. That just pulls a plastic piece off. So let's just show you. Once you pull that, there you go. That's where you put your 8 batteries in. I'm going to use 8 Eneloop AA batteries that are 1.2 volt, 1900 milliamp hours. I remember in previous Campark models they keep saying use alkaline batteries, but that's impossible. The amount of batteries I go through, I'd be spending an absolute fortune. So I do use rechargeables. I haven't noticed yet whether they've told you only use alkaline batteries, but they do. These cameras do work with rechargeable batteries, even though they tell you not to use them. So put them in. Make sure you get the bottom of the battery goes onto the springy part always. Don't put them in the wrong way. So 8 batteries. I know 8 batteries on a 1080p model, you can end up getting, what did I get the other day? I think I got 400 1-minute long videos on my, actually, I think these are 1296p, not 1080p, slightly better than that, 1296p. 1 minute long videos, I got 400 before the batteries were dead. Now on a 4K, that's surely going to be less, but I will attempt to tell you later on. So let's just get all these batteries. It's hard to do this one-handed. I really need to put the camcorder down. Let me put the camcorder down. I'm struggling to do it one-handed because you have to really shove the springs are quite tight. So make sure you test your batteries before you put them in. Make sure they're 100% charge. So there you go. That's your 8 batteries in there. And then you want to put that plastic plate back on again to cover them. Snap it into place. So you've got the batteries in there. Next you're going to want a memory card that you're going to record to. I bought some of these. They say they're for 4K video. These particular ones record at 170 megabytes a second. I opted for 64 gigabyte in size based on when I thought the batteries would run out on a 4K camera. You could go for a bigger size. Go for 128 gig if you want to and you can afford it, because obviously that's going to be more expensive. And as you can see, the card's going to look like that. So 10 in a circle there means class 10. You want class 10 at least for 4K video. And U3, they call that a U, even though it's not, a U's not written the right way. I suppose it is. U3. And again, that's what you need for 4K footage because of the amount of information, data you're trying to record to the card at speed. And this 170 megabytes a second should be plenty for this particular model. Anyway, let's open up this particular package. I'll just film it. So reads up to 170 megabytes a second. So you're writing it up to 90 megabytes a second. That would be for Campark to explain to you exactly what card to buy, but based on what I think I'm going to need, I bought these. So let me just cut this open. Let me show you. So that's what it looks like. And plastic again. I've got to open up. Oh, good! It does come in one of those little cases, so that you can, when you take it out of the camera, you can have it protected. Let me just show you. If I can ever get through the plastic. Right, so there you go. You've got it in one of these useful little plastic cases. Open it up. So you've got that as a little wallet to protect it in. So that's what the card looks like. Okay, it's not a micro SD card, it's an SD card. Make sure you get that right. There's so many people buy the wrong thing. I bet Amazon get a lot of returns. Right, anyway, let's figure out where the SD card goes. So SD card, yeah, on the bottom of the camera, just there. And there's a tiny little picture showing you what way the card should go in. So with the notch out of the corner on the top right, so it shows you going that way. And I have to say, quite often you end up setting up cameras in the pitch black. That is no use whatsoever, doing a tiny little marking like that. They should do that white maybe, or something that you can see in the dark. I mean, that's so tiny, a lot of people would miss that. Anyway, stick the card in. Oh, hang on, I'm going to take the card out. Make sure it's not on write protected mode. No, if you wanted to write protect it, you would move that tiny little grey lever down, and then it's locked, you can't record to it. So make sure that's not off. So stick the card in. Okie dokie. Now we're gonna move that to set. Don't move it all the way across to on. So memory card error. So you're going to want to format that. So use the up and down button. So down button to get to format. Then click on OK in the middle. And you're going to format the card. Normally it only takes a couple of seconds. There you go, that's formatted. And as you can see, I've got batteries that are 100% power. The camera thinks they're 80% because they're rechargeable ones and they're slightly lower voltage than alkaline batteries. So according to Campark, my batteries are 80%. They're actually at 100%. I recommend that when this unit actually starts showing the batteries are down to, say, 20%, that you change them. Don't wait till it gets any lower than that, because it won't have enough power to properly do everything. So this looks exactly the same buttons as my other unit. Let me just show you. Let me open up my 1296p previous cameras that I've been using for a few years, well, a year now. There you go, it's exactly the same. So click on menu. Now you're going to want to set this up. So at the moment I won't be using it for photos, but I'll just show you what to do. So for photo, click on OK. Now I do not want photo, I want to record video, so I'm going to move down button and I'm going to click on OK. So I'm recording in photos. Ugh. Why hasn't it gone to the next thing? So let's go back to menu. So mode is now on video. PIR interval, that's when you've recorded something, you've got to decide when do you want it to then record again. I don't want to wait 30 seconds because sometimes something really good been going on, you want it to record immediately again. So I always do this to as low as it allows. So I'm going to click on OK and then use the down button. Let's see what the minimum is. Normally it's about 10-second minimum gap, I think they tend to stick to. So hold the button down if you want it to go through quick. There you go, yeah. It's gone to 59 seconds. So use the up button. So 10 seconds is the absolute minimum gap between a recording. So that'll do for me. Click on OK. Now, how sensitive do you want the sensors to be? Obviously these, that's what I need to find out. I think these are triggered by heat, not by movement. But again, I'll have to read the instructions. Different cameras detect different things. This is probably triggered by heat, I think, is what causes them to go off. Now obviously insects can set this off, a moth flying by past the camera can set it off. Most of you are probably buying these to record birds or animals. Let's click on OK. So you can have low, medium or high. If you put it on high sensitivity, then obviously it's going to be recording more things, and I'm going to click it on high and then click on OK. Time lapse is off. I'm not going to set it up for use with time lapse, that's something else. Infrared, LED, auto, let's just see what the options are. Auto, economy or off. I'll leave it on auto, so click on OK. Go down to get to next options. Low battery night shot, no shutting. That's different, that doesn't say that on my previous Campark model, so that's a new setting. Low battery night shot, no shutting. Let's click OK and see what the options are. No infrared LED or no shutting. Well, I'll have to read the instructions about that. I don't know. I'll leave it on what it's at the moment. Now, monitoring period is currently off. That means this will record 24 hours a day. If you want to set it up to only record at a certain time, let's say you only want to record stuff at night, you could set up to only record from, say, 8 PM until 7 AM. Let's show you how to do that. So monitoring period is off. Click on OK. I'm going to put it on, and then the start time. Tonight I want to record once it starts to get dark in my garden, so I'm going to set it up for, I'm trying to think when it's dark here, about 7 o'clock. So I'll go, oops, click on OK. Now, use the up or down buttons to get to where you want to go. So I'm trying to think when I'll actually get around to setting it up. Yeah, I'll do 7 o'clock, 7 PM, so 7:00. Just show you, use the across button if you wanted to do blah blah blah. You get the idea. Up and down. So I'll leave it at 7. Click on OK. Down button. Now you want to set when you want that to stop. Because this is the first use of the camera, I want to actually record it a bit later on into the morning, so I'll set it to go off at 10 AM. So click on OK. Just hold the button down and it'll go through quickly. So 10 AM. OK. So I'm recording from 7 PM until 10 AM. And then you can also set another timer start. So if you wanted it to then start recording at, say, 12 PM to 3 PM, you can go through and set up other timers if you want to. Okay, now when you get to the last option in that particular screen, use the across button and you get to the next things for setting up your image size. So at the moment they've got it set to record 8 megapixel pictures. Click OK, and this is where they give you the options: 12, 16, 20, 22. So I'm going to set it for the highest quality and click on OK. So if I ever do choose to set it up to record photos, it's ready to go and record in the highest quality. 30 megapixel picture should be really good. And then you set the number of pictures when it does take a picture. How often do you want it? How many do you want it to take? So click on OK. Let's see what the options are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wow. Okay, they give you loads. You can take up to 10 photos. I guess it in like a photo burst. That's too many. So let's set it at 5. Shutter speed. I don't normally adjust this. Let's see what the options are. I presume that's like 1/30th of a second, is it? 1/20th of a second, 1/15, or something like that. I'll leave it on what they've set it, and then use the across button to get to the next thing. This is where you set up the video quality, and you can see highlighted is the video camera, so that's showing you where you are in the instructions and the settings. So yes, 4K, and it's this can record up to 30 frames per second. To give you an idea of the quality, the previous Campark model I got that I had to send back recorded in 10. They called it 4K Lite and it recorded 10 frames per second. 30 frames per second should be blooming good. So let's just click on OK, see what the options are. So you can do 4K, 2K, 1296p, which would be the equivalent of the best quality I can get from this particular model. This is a Campark T86 model. Exactly the same size as this 4K one, I have to say. You can also set it if you want 1080p videos, 720p, 480p is like your old TV quality, and 360p is crap. So crap, even 720p these days is not particularly good. You want to do at least 1080p, I would say, but because you've bought a 4K camcorder, trail cam, stick to that. Let's just see what happens. No, okay. So click on OK. Video length, now click on OK. It's currently on 10 seconds. I don't want to record 10-second videos, and then this is entirely up to you. I normally record 1 minute long videos. Sometimes whatever you record, maybe the first few seconds of your video, first 10-15 seconds you see a hedgehog or a fox or something, and then you might end up with 45 seconds or so of absolutely nothing. I'd rather end up with bits of nothing than miss what's going on. I tend to find 1 minute long videos are good, so I'm going to use the up button. I'm just holding the up button until I get to 60 seconds and then we'll see what happens. Right, 60 seconds is what I'm going to want. I'm just going to press it again, see if it goes to the next. Oh, it's still going up in seconds, okay. Well, let's just hold it and see what options you've got. I would have thought when it got to 1 minute it would then switch to 2 minute, 3 minute, do you see what I mean? So you're now at 2 minutes now. Now that's weird that it's doing it in seconds. I'm surprised about that. I think the previous model I used switches to minutes, so that's going to be 3 minutes now. Ah, okay. 3 minutes is the most you can do, and then it goes back round to, let's see what's the shortest video you can do. Let's go back down. Holding the down button down. No. So back up. So 5 seconds is the shortest video you can make, and 3 minutes is the longest video you can make. So I'm going to switch this to 60 seconds. That's normally good enough, as I said. There you go, 60 seconds, then click on OK. So that's set at 60 seconds. Record audio, yes. Obviously you can switch it off if you don't want it. So go down, use the across button to get to the next settings. Language English, yes. Default setting, let's just see what... Oh, so you can return the menu settings to their defaults if you went and clicked OK. I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to click OK to cancel that. Format, we've already formatted the card. Now you've got to set the date and time, so click on OK. And now it's not 2020, it's 2022. Then click across. Now that's presumably that's month, yeah, 12th. So where are we? February. January, February is 2. And what's today? Let's check the date. I need to put my computer on. And a top tip, also use a website to find out exactly what time it is. I'll show you in a second. Let me get that website up. The website is called time.is. Okay, and that tells you exactly what time it is. So, it is the 27th, so I'm going to use the down button. 27th of February 2022. Then click across to get to the time. Now, it is 3:44 where I am, so I go down, holding the down button. So 3, then go across, hold the up button to move that up. So it's almost getting towards 345 where I am, so I'll do 345. 345, go across, move it to the second one, go up, and you're up there. And just to show you, there you go. Time.is is the website. You see that there? So go to that in your browser and it'll tell you exactly what time it is. And that's how you can quickly set this to exactly what you want. So once it's 54, 55, I'm going to click OK when it gets to 59, 58, 59 now. So now you've set the time. Time format, you've got the options 12 or 24 hours. I want it on the 24-hour option, so click OK. Go down. Date stamp on, so that means that every video will show you what time it was recorded on it, a little date stamp. Beep sound is useful. You need to know whether the buttons are working when you press them. You can name the camera should you want to. Let's just click OK and see what happens. Well, I'm not going to name it, but how would you do that? Let's see. So, oh, you've got the letters down there. Let's just, if I do the down button, no, that's not going to work. Oh, there we go. I pressed a cross and it went down. That does make a lot of sense, but that's how you would cycle through the letters. As you can see, I'm pressing the down button, it's going through the letters. How do I return out of that? Let's just... Is that going to let me? Let me press on the menu. Right, I'm going to leave that alone. Not going to mess with that. You can set up a password for this if you want. If you want it to, so only you've got access to the camera, so nobody messes around with it. I'm not going to do that now. Bluetooth is on. I'm going to switch that off because I'm not going to be using that, and presumably that would use more battery if it was trying to search for Bluetooth. So okay, so Bluetooth is off. Down button. And then if you wanted to set up your Wi-Fi information, go ahead. I personally am not going to be getting the app for my phone. I'm not going to be controlling the cameras using my phone. I don't see the point really. But that's how you'd go through these settings. Let's just, I'll click OK to show you what the options are. And again, you've got all the letters and everything to type it in. Let's go press menu to get out of that. Passwords. Again, you'd have to go through all those letters. So I'm not going to do that. Wi-Fi. Automatically power off after 3 minutes. So if after 3 minutes to save battery, it would power off if you were, for example, messing around like this. Backlight would go off after a minute, so that's lighting up the screen for you to see what's going on. I presume that's correct. Version, let's just see what version we've got. Okay, and it tells you you've got the Campark T100 and then blah. That'll be the slightly different model when they update the firmware, I presume. So click menu to get out of that. I've got no idea what MCU, oh, FW probably means firmware. Let's just see what happens when you do that. No update file. And that's it. You've now gone through all the settings. You're now ready. Let's click menu to get out of that. Okay, batteries are now saying 70% when they're on 80%. I can't see how I've used up 10% of the batteries just doing that. So I don't know how accurate the battery thing is. And let's just, underneath this in a written description, I'll explain to you how many videos I reckon you're going to be able to get on a 64 gig card and using how much battery. I did make a note when I was using the 4K cameras I had to send back. I'm not going to switch this off, so I'm going to switch that off now to save battery. But you can see I've got time and date is now correct. So 3:48, 33, 34. There you go, and that's on my computer screen to show you. So I've got that perfectly set up. Switch it off now to save the battery. And then at 7 PM tonight, I'm going to go and put this outside and I'll take some test recordings. And I must remember to take those little plastic covers off these. Let's do that now, so I don't go and forget. So you should have 4 to take off. And they hardly give you enough material to get them off. Otherwise you'd end up with crappy videos if you forgot to take those off, and I bet many people have done that in the past. Right, so there you go, that's now ready to go. I've shown you what batteries to use, I've shown you what SD card to use.
Any questions, leave me a question underneath the video. As I said, I'll attempt to explain to you how many videos I reckon you'll be able to get using. In fact, give me a second. Let me open up. I've got a Word file on my computer. Let's attempt to find it. Give me a few seconds, folks. Let's have a look. Here we go, found it. Okay, so basically on the 9th of February I bought two Campark 4K cameras from eBay. Different model, and both turned out to be junk. One recorded videos that were pink in daylight. Everything looked pink, like someone had painted everything pink. And the other camera, the lens seemed to have been pushed. There's different lenses to these. These ones are a different design. And it looked like either in the factory they put it in incorrectly, or maybe through delivery a box had knocked it. And anyway, the lens was kind of slightly pushed in. And I presumed the lens was actually filming the outside of the lens housing. So I was getting this kind of halo effect around the outside of every video. Anyway, I had to send both back. Did get refunded, but I've switched model. Anyway, so let me just read from what I've got. So I used the old camera on the 8th of February. It recorded 47 videos and used 16 gigabytes of space. And the average file size for 4K videos was between 338 megabytes and 389 megabytes for a 1 minute video. So you can see how quickly a card's going to fill up. On this, in 1296p, each video is about 77 megabytes. So because it's 4K, 4 times as much, each file you record is going to be an average of, I'd say, 360 to 390 megabytes. So let's have a look. And then I've got another note. I took 132 videos, average of 360 to 390 megabytes. So overall the average was about 376 megabytes per 1 minute video. And that used, 132 videos used up 46.9 gigabytes. So you would be able to fit over 132 videos on this card. And let me just see what else I've got written down. And I reckon off the 8 batteries I had in the previous model, I got 177.5 gigabytes of data recorded. So that just goes to show you could get a bigger card, and I reckon you would be able to get a lot more videos. I don't know whether, I can't remember whether, yeah, in actual fact the old camera, it stopped recording stuff at night. So I reckon even though you could carry on getting daylight videos for days and days until a huge card was filled up, the batteries wouldn't have enough power to record stuff at night, I think. So you'll have to experiment. That's something that Campark should tell you. That should be their job to explain that to you. Let's have a quick look at the manual. I'm not going to film it in great detail. There's the support email they give you. Oh, I need to put the camcorder down. I can't hold the instructions. Right, so you've got 38 pages in English. So they tell you what the contents of the box are. There's your contents. Hazard warnings. Introduction. Tell you what it can do. Injuries? Hope not. They gave you a diagram explaining what all the buttons are. How to insert the batteries, I've shown you. External power supply, they explain how to do that. How to use the clip they give you. How to use the camera. It's hard to open these up with one hand. The functions. I'm just going to give you a brief look at this. This is more than I had to go on. And there you go, there's the different resolutions it can film in. So as I said, 4K, which is 3,840 pixels by 2,160. That's at 30 frames per second, and then you've got all those other options. Then they tell you about setting up the Wi-Fi. The app you need. Presumably the app is free on the Google App Store, or presumably you can also get one from the Apple Store if you've got an Apple phone. What else have we got here? How to align the camera. Yeah, you need to, before you go and set it up somewhere to get a really good footage or something, test it out in your own garden. Test out what height you want this strapped to a tree. Don't put it too close to the ground in case of moisture, you know, on a cold morning or rain. I would never put them directly on the ground. And also the angle's going to be wrong. So check out how high up. Even 6 inches off the ground you can get decent footage of hedgehogs and foxes, if the hedgehog or fox is about a foot or two in front of the camera. And the further away from the camera the animal is, the less light you're going to have on it. So don't expect to be, even though they tell you can film things from, you know, 40, 50 yards away or whatever, you're barely going to see a thing. Best footage I get from my cameras is usually where an animal is within about 2 meters of the camera, to be perfectly honest. You need to be pretty close. So test it out. Test it out. If you've got a pet, use your pet as a guinea pig. Get your pet cat to walk in front of it and see what you get. Night recording information. So obviously at night, using all of the LED lights in here will use a lot more power. So as I said, even though I reckon you could get over 177 gigabytes of data before your 8 batteries are dead, 8 rechargeable batteries are dead, I don't think you'd be getting night footage after a few days. So test it out. Technical specs, so that's useful if you really want more detail than I can give you in this 30-minute or so video. Tiny bit of information on troubleshooting, and that's it. So that's all the instructions. So there's a lot of information there, but I've shown you how to set it up. I've shown you the batteries to use. I've shown you the SD card. That's the main thing you should want. An unboxing video plus how to set it up. As I said, these were £75 on Amazon in February 2022. A set of Eneloop batteries, they end up being about £3 per battery, I think. So 8, 16, about £24 you're going to pay for 8 of those batteries I showed you. The SD card, can't remember what I paid. Oh, let's have a look. Again, I would have got those from Amazon, so let me just have a look at my orders. Oh, flipping logged me out, isn't it? I hate Amazon. It keeps signing me out even though I tell it not to sign me out. And then it sends me a one-time flipping password I've got to do. So now I've got to go and check my phone to get a password I've now got to put in. Sorry folks, I'm going to have to do this. I may as well do it now. Right, so let me type in that one-time password they've given me. So they send you a 6-digit number you have to type in to verify that it's me. That's worked, thank God. And here we go, brilliant. Okay, so I can show you exactly. So I bought some Panasonic Eneloop batteries there. I bought 4 packets of 8, so it cost me £99.80 for 4 packets of those. So it's about £25 per packet. £25 for 8 batteries. And the SD cards I bought, I got 4 of them for £67.96. So divide that by 4 to work out how much they were each. That was 4 of those, like that. Okay, so 4 for £67.96. Right, and I'll briefly show you. Let's show you the. I'm going to show you the camcorder I've been talking about that was wrong, that I had to send back. Give me 2 seconds, folks. I'm going to go to my YouTube account, which you're obviously looking at right now. So let's go to my YouTube account. Okay, so aviation videos and wildlife full HD is me. As you can see, I've got over 34,000 subscribers. Thank you, folks. So let's have a look. Where's my unboxing video for the previous? There we go. That's the bizarre fault with the previous camcorder that I told you I had to send back. That's it. So the Campark T100 model, I do not recommend. I had to send back 2 brand new ones. Both of them had faults. So that's the one I've been talking about. Let's just click on that. Ooh. Did I click on it?
Right, hello everybody.
And that's to show you what it looks like.
Okay. Different model. Everything was a bit more, felt kind of weird, plasticky, strange shape as well, the unit was, I have to say. But anyway, that's the one I've had problems with, the Campark T100. Right, anyway, that should be enough. As I said, leave a comment under this if you've got any comments, if you've got any questions. I don't work for Campark. I have not been paid to make this video for them. This is a genuine unboxing of a product I'm going to be using myself to attempt to film badgers. I might occasionally test them in my garden for hedgehogs and foxes and stuff, but mostly I've bought these because I know where a badger set is in England, and I'm going to be attempting to get some footage this year of baby badgers if I'm very, very lucky. So anyway, there you go, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.